Hey everybody, Micah from Black Bear Custom Kydex. I've got a bunch of K-Bar TDI sheaths to show you today. These, I'll do my best to get through these quickly since they're mostly the same thing in different colors, sometimes not even that. But all right, so starting out, we've got this one is going to Jeremy. Jeremy ordered 2-inch TDI sheath in black carbon fiber. He'd asked me to set it up so that the handle would ride parallel to the belt. So we've got that here on a tech lock, and in this particular configuration, the handle would ride basically parallel with the belt, maybe just slightly above the parallel angle. You can also achieve this angle at a different ride height by using, I believe it's the first and second drill hole on the top, and you'll just have to figure out where on the tech lock you want it because you got some lateral play to work with on that. So with K-Bar TDIs, I have gotten this down to a pretty good science, and this is the single most frequent thing I create is the 2-inch TDI sheath. I make so many of these. So I've been playing with the process and I've got it down to where I get no rattle, no play, a very good ballistic one-handed draw, comfortable smooth resheathing, and definitely have security on your knife. So it should be very comfortable to use and very functional. There you go. So that's Jeremy. We also have this one was pretty exciting. This one is going to Hugo, and he ordered a 3.5-inch drop point sheath. That's for this guy right here. So just so you guys know, there are like 5 or 6 different models of the K-Bar TDI. So a lot of time I'll get an email just saying how much for a TDI sheath. Well, first off, it depends on which TDI you have, and the second thing is what kind of setup you want. So I'll always have to reply and just make sure that we're on the same page as far as which knife and what kind of setup they're looking for. But just in case you guys are getting ready, fixing to email me about a TDI, be aware of that so you can give me some proper information up front and hopefully eliminate the time or reduce the time it takes to get the order going. All right, so anyway, he asked me if I could do something in a thin blue line pattern. So he's a law enforcement officer, obviously, and this is what we had come up with. It's actually a police blue sheath with a black outer layer, and I've just cut a line through it to create that thin blue line effect. So it's a double layer sheath. There you go. It's very, very smooth draw, ballistic, good resheath, no rattle, no play. Knife is very secure in there. Aggressively ballistic sometimes. So yeah, this is really cool. I think it's a nice effect, and you get that sort of thin blue line accent all the way around the border as well because of the outer layer being black and the inner layer being blue. So this one I'm really happy with, really proud of. Let me know what you guys think of that below. All right. Next up we have, let's see. All right, this one's going to Richard, and actually he ordered a 2-inch TDI sheath as well as a 3.5-inch, both in matte black. So here you go. We've got the 3.5. Same thing. You got a good ballistic one-handed draw. No rattle, no play. Knife is securely in there. And then the 2-inch, and both of these are on a tech lock as well, by the way. Got nice smooth resheathing, ballistic one-handed draw. No rattle, no play. There you go. Next up, we have 2 sheaths for Mike, who I believe is also a law enforcement officer. And Mike ordered a 3.5-inch TDI sheath in black. And that one, sorry, let me figure this out here. All right, we got a 3.5 in black. Ballistic one-handed draw. No rattle, no play. Knife is securely in there. And then he also ordered a K-Bar TDI hindrance. So there are 2 knives in the TDI series. The hindrance, which is this one, it's got a Warncliffe style blade. The other one is the Hellfire, and both of those were designed by Rick Hinderer. And the Hellfire is my personal favorite of the bunch. This one's probably a close second. But both of them just have a much more aggressive profile, slightly less curve on them. I find them to be more comfortable in hand, and they feel maybe a little more overall utilitarian. I don't know if they're the same steel. Typically AUS 8 for K-Bar TDI, although they do have some special editions in, I think it's S35 VN. And then, yeah, I would assume these are probably either 1095 or AUS 8 as well. But he ordered the knife as well as the sheath from me, also in black. No rattle, no play. Ballistic one-handed draw. Knife is securely in there. So this knife is going to him. And actually, Jeremy had also ordered a knife. Jeremy, I didn't order it to come to me, so it's going to ship directly to you. So you're going to get 2 packages. You'll get the knife from Amazon and the sheath, obviously, from me. So, all right. Next up, we've got Stephen Brown. And Stephen ordered a 2-inch TDI sheath in black, somewhere over here. There we go. Ballistic one-handed draw. Good resheath. No rattle, no play. Knife is secure in there. One of the things, guys, with these sheaths, so I started doing something new with actually setting up the knife itself with a molding prop around it. Basically taping something onto it so that it would form with the opening the way I want it to be. And it seems to work really well. But one thing to watch out for, excuse me, is that if you put it in at the wrong angle, you can actually see this aggressive contour going on right here as the blade stock is ground down into a blade edge. There's a pretty sharp squared off corner here on the bottom. If you sink this too low as you're putting it in, you can kind of catch that on the Kydex. It's not going to really hurt anything, and eventually you might even carve out a channel so that that doesn't happen as you do it. But the best way to put these in is to keep the spine kind of high up, and as you go in, it's very, very smooth sheathing process, just like that. So just kind of push the spine upward as you push the knife in. You can see the draw on it is super springy, so I'm really happy with this new method. I think I'm going to keep doing it this way for a long time, and it also, just as a sort of happy byproduct, allows an even deeper grip with the fingers. So you've probably heard me go back and forth on that topic and give my opinion on, some guys out there are literally just forming the sheath around the knife and then cutting the Kydex so that it's just starting to wrap in, which gives you pretty good retention, but it doesn't give you a smooth resheathing. You have to kind of grip the sheath with one hand, grip the knife with the other, and push them together until it clicks in. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. If that's how you like it, that's great. But I personally think that there's a lot of value in being able to, take the sheath with knife with one hand and just put it into your sheath and still get great retention, the springy one-handed draw, all that good stuff. So anyway, this allows a slightly deeper grip with the finger. I don't think it makes that much of a difference at all, to be honest, from what I was doing before. But it does feel very comfortable, and having this Kydex be really flared out wide here feels comfortable on the finger. So overall, I'm just very happy with the new update here. Oops. All right, so that's for Steven. Next one we have is for Alan, and Alan asked for he asked for an IWB tether setup. So this is a little bit more unique. This one is for a 2-inch TDI as well, and I don't think I've done one like this for you guys before. So basically, obviously in Coyote Brown, it's got a paracord tether going to an IWB clip. So what you do is you put this clip inside your waistband, and it obviously will come up and over and hook onto the belt. And then I left a lot of cord. This is way more cord than I would use, but it's there so that you can, I don't know what you want to do with the cord, Alan, whether you wanted to get fancy with the knots or if you wanted to trim it down and keep it shorter. But what I did was I just put a couple slip knots on it. So I put one slip knot here. This side is just kind of loosely tied on so that you can figure out how you like it. But anyway, all right. So the clip is going to go in the waistband, hooking onto your belt. And the knife has a little clip as well, a little Kydex. I don't really know what to call it exactly, but this is just a little fold over clip. So what you do is you put the knife inside your waistband, but you put this little clip over your waistband and either over your belt as well or behind the belt. I personally like it behind the belt. It is only screwed on from one point of contact, meaning that you can rotate this, but there's a rubber bushing in between the sheath and the clip, which makes it, while you have the screw tightened down, it keeps it very stable. It's not just going to move. Wherever you rotate this to is where it's going to tend to stay, which is a very nice feature. You might have to tighten it down here and there. If you turn it the wrong way and loosen it up, that can definitely happen. So be aware of that. When you're rotating it, maybe only rotate one direction or something to prevent that from happening. But you do have 360-degree adjustability, and the idea behind it is that your knife will just ride there, and when you want it, you can either reach in and use the thumb ramp to deploy it, or you can pull the whole thing out like this, and when the paracord catches, it'll act as an anchor point, and the sheath will just pop off as you draw. I really like using thumb ramps personally. I think it's a lot of fun, and I mean, just the fact that you can flick it off like that, it's just got a really nice springy draw to it. So I have a lot of fun with these. This could be a toy now, like the cup and ball. Who remembers those things before smartphones and all that good stuff? I had one of those when I was a kid. All right, so anyway, we got these. This one's going to Alan, IWB Tether. And next up we have Matt. Matt ordered an IWB sheath as well, and his is actually on an IWB clip. So that same sort of clip that you saw on the tether is actually fixed directly to the sheath. So now you would put the sheath inside the waistband, the clip goes up and over, hooks onto your belt, and you just draw from inside the waistband. So the sheath will stay anchored. You can grip it and rip it if you want, or you can use the thumb ramp, which I would personally encourage above that. Same idea, you get 360 degrees of adjustability. Obviously, it's not actually going to be a full 360 due to the nature of the fact that if you have it down here below the surface of the belt, then you're not going to be able to reach the knife. But you do have every drill hole on here is fair game to go through with this clip, and with a couple of the spacings, you can actually probably hit 2 of these holes. So this is how I would use it, with just the one hole. I think this is the best way. And again, you have really aggressive ballistic one-handed draw. I really like, that's just so much fun. All right, so there is that guy. He ordered, he wanted it to be fabric covered Kydex. I charge a premium for the fabric covered. You guys probably know that already. It takes a lot of time to do the edge work with fabric Kydex because I can't just simply bevel it. I have to bevel it in a way that cuts the fabric, and it also smooths the edge of the Kydex. And anytime you add heat back to the equation, the adhesive on here starts to melt and gets mucky, and yeah, it's just really, really hard to work with. The fabric absorbs some of the polishing compound and all that, so you do get a little bit of like a dirty border. This will eventually come out. I don't think it'll take too long, but a little bit of scrubbing would probably get it out. I tried just a little bit of Dawn dishwash, and just my finger scrubbing it, and that took care of probably like 90% of the stain there. But it'll eventually totally come out. But on one side we have Kryptek Typhon fabric coated Kydex, and the other side is Kryptek Highlander fabric coated Kydex. So very cool sheath. I really like this one. All right, there's that. We also have one for a gentleman named Lexter. He ordered one on a Tech Lock 2-inch TDI, and this is in flat dark earth, one of my favorite colors. It's like a nice desert color. Again, we have this good ballistic one-handed draw, very snappy. Ride that spine high. I just put it in a little low and caught up a little bit. So ride the spine high, you'll have no issues. But no rattle, no play. Excellent retention. Ballistic one-handed draw. We got one for a man named Daniel. He asked for black multicam. I know I've got it here somewhere. Everything is just buried right now. I wonder if I already shipped that one out. I feel like I did not. So it's probably... Sorry, I have like 20 some odd orders on my desk right now, just waiting to ship out. But all right, well, maybe I can't show that one right now. It's... Oh, there it is. Black multicam. He has a tech lock already. He's got all the hardware and all that good stuff. So all he needed was the sheath ready to accept the tech lock. So this thing will accept tech lock in something like 6 or 7 positions per 90-degree side of the tech lock. So you have a ton of positions around the clock as well as ambidextrous. So this thing should come in very handy, very easy to install. And again, good ballistic one-handed draw. Maybe more ballistic without the tech lock because the weight reduction. But jeez, there's that. No rattle, no play, and very good retention there. All right, there's that one. And last on the TDI list, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we got one for Chad, and he ordered a knife and a sheath and 2-inch TDI. Chad, same thing as Jeremy. I'm going to be shipping you the knife from Amazon directly, so you'll get it. You get everything in the package, and you get the sheath directly from me. So he asked for his in Kryptek Typhon. Ride that spine high. I'm still getting used to it a little bit too, guys. But make sure you lift the spine up into the sheath as you push it in. All right. Looking good. No rattle, no play. Excellent retention and ballistic one-handed draw. So, all right, guys. I think that is all I have for you on the TDIs. This is a good batch here, and let me know what you guys think below. If you have a knife that is comparable to the TDI in terms of like being a good small self-defense, particularly law enforcement kind of idea, let me know what you have, what you carry instead of the TDI. If you carry a TDI, let me know which version of it. And if you have multiple versions, tell me which one's your favorite. So let's get some conversations going down below about this and other good tactical knives in this sort of size category. So, all right, guys, if you like this sheaths, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you like the channel, I ask you to subscribe, comment down below, and I appreciate you sticking around. Tune in for the next one. God bless.